You're kidding me. Are you telling me that this whole thing was not recording? I just did that whole thing and nothing happened? Let's see, what question would I ask? How does it get any better than this? I guess I get to do it again. Well, apparently I am getting to work on my own tools right in the moment. Um, I just, I thought, videotaped about 15-minute segment for this Welcome Self meeting. And then come to find out that that little red button was supposed to be clicked on so that it wasn't red anymore. All right. So I will recap for myself and and offer to you that how we talk to ourselves really matters. It really, it's the perspective. It sets a mood for how we. It sets a mood for how we respond to anything that comes to us in our life, and it sets a tone of what we put out. So, what I was talking about before, perhaps. Uh, so, what I was sharing before was the idea that affirmations, while they're really popular, don't really tend to work for people. And the reason is that, you know, you say things that aren't true, that you wish were true, and I'm sorry, but some part of you is pretty clear that you're just kind of full of it and is not buying it for a minute. Now, we tend in one of the tools that I learned about some years ago that was kind of a bridge of from affirmations to actually going toward asking questions is this guy Noah St. John came up with the concept of afformations and the idea that our brains want to answer our questions. They want to help us. They're like our own personal internal Google. And when you ask yourself a question, whether you know the answer or not, your brain starts searching and wants to answer it. So if you say, like, in exasperation, why does this always happen to me? Whatever it is, your brain is right away going to start giving you um, proof and experiences and little replays and search results, search engine results of other times that this has happened to you, and any proof that it can find to give you that of why this is happening to you. And this is not usually very helpful. Most of the time you just wind up, under this like pile of this isn't usually a very helpful set of responses. This is like going to just sort of get you buried under this apparent reality that, oh my God, this does always happen to me because look at all this proof. If you change the question and you say, why do things always go right for me? Why are things always happening so easily for me? Then your brain is going to go out on its search and start bringing back evidence of what is going easily, what does go right. And so many things are going right at any given moment. We just don't tend to pay them any attention. They don't need our attention. They don't call our attention to them the way something going wrong does. It's kind of a, evolution, survival instinct sort of thing, right? If the cat is sitting next to you purring, well, that's nice, and you can just take that in stride. If suddenly there's a saber-toothed tiger on the ledge above your cave uh, opening, that's, growling or hissing or roaring and ready to pounce, you really need to know that, and it's going to get your attention. Now, something like not being able to find your keys, that's not really a saber-toothed tiger thing, but our survival instinct is going to take it a lot of times on that same level. and then start asking, like, why do I do this all the time, and why can't I ever? And start, collecting again these search results of what's not working. So it really takes some practice and some retraining or some training to start asking these other questions and be open to the answers, because they're not as readily available to us always, because they are kind of flying under the radar. But truly, when was the last time you had trouble putting your shoes on? When was the last time you forgot how to tie a shoe? When you open the refrigerator and you're looking for something, more than likely, you find it. Sometimes I can't find things, and other people show up and say, look, it's right there. But I guess, even in that circumstance, it's just handy to have somebody else who can step in and find it when you can't see it. Breathing, okay, all things being equal, we don't usually have to tell our bodies to breathe. They just do that really quite nicely by themselves, or hearts to beat. Walking, again, all things being equal, you tend to be able to, get up out of a chair and walk across a room. Usually works for you. You usually know where your feet are. You know how things are going. I don't know where this is going, but the point that I think I've overly made by now is that there are a lot of things in any given moment. There are a lot of things that are going right. There are a lot of people who are caring about you at any moment, even when you feel uncared for. There's a lot of ways that you are well and your body is functioning in a harmonious, productive, healthful way, even while there are parts that are not. And now I'm just really getting out there. So I'm going to pause. Okay. Reel it in. Reel it in. Here's what I want to say. How you talk to yourself matters. And if you want to be able to feel better, you want to, if you want to be happier, if you want to be happier, it can be helpful to ask yourself happier questions. We'll try this again. Anyway, my commitment at this point for the group, for the Welcome Self group, is that I show up. I would like other people to show up too, but regardless of whether other people are showing up, I'm going to show up. And I'm going to offer whatever it is that I feel inspired or led to share, and trust that somewhere, sometime, somebody's going to see this and it will be of benefit. And if nothing else, like my friend Laurie Gitter used to say, if you can't talk to yourself, who can you talk to? Maybe that was I said that to myself, and then she picked it up and she said it to me. Somebody said it. If you can't talk to yourself, who can you talk to? And what I would like to add to that is when you talk to yourself, be kind and gentle. You deserve it. Okay, over and out. Namaste.